Now, it's a little off topic, but everybody needs to start a fire once in a while, and I've tried several methods. Friction method, I got as far as getting smoke out of the drill. In fact, I even cheated. I used an electric drill, and then that didn't work. So I tried using a drill press with a dowel in it, and I couldn't get a spark out of that. And I've been if you go on the internet, there's a guy named David West who has a whole series of YouTube videos on how to start fires. But I finally found a method that works for me, and and what I did is I made this little fire starting kit, and there's several items inside the fire starting kit. This being a piece of steel. It's actually half of a file. You get these files for $3 at Harbor Freight, and cut them in half, and you have to, after you cut them in half, you have to harden them by heat them red hot.
How do you cut them? A hacksaw?
Yeah, you heat it red hot, and that makes it heat it red hot. That makes it soft, and then you cut it with a hacksaw, and then you pretty much grind it to shape, and then
you can break it, I guess.
Then heat it red hot and drop it in water, and you're good as new. So the idea here is you have this, and then you're going to have a piece of flint. Now this is a piece of flint, little piece of flint that I ordered off the internet. And where I live in Nevada, the flint is not around. So, but here's some pieces of quartzite that I got from Prison Hill, which is a hill just above where I live, very close. And it turns out that if you want to dim the light a little, dim the light.
Oh, okay.
We've got the dimmer.
So here's what happens. Here's basically what you do is you want to have like a scraping motion. As you can see, this thing isn't really producing much of a spark.
Yeah, right.
Dim the lights more.
Where's your lights?
There you go.
You getting any spark? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, and then here's a piece of quartzite from Prison Hill, and we'll try this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, much better.
That works about as well as the flint. And then on my trip out here, going across Missouri, I found a piece of this rock in a stream bed somewhere in Missouri. That narrows it down pretty close, doesn't it? And my best guess is this is what's called chert, and this thing throws a mean spark. Look at that. So basically, the way you start a fire is you have to use char cloth. Now, in my kit here, I do have some char cloth, and the way you make char cloth is by cutting up old blue jeans and put them on your stove and turn the ventilator on, and on the gas stove, and just cook it in the Altoid tin. And so what you do is just take this and just hold it on there, and then just start whacking it until you get a little ember in the char cloth. Come on. And, you know, it's like everything else. It only fails when you're trying to demonstrate it. There, we got one. So, how to turn this into a flame? Well, for that, I have homemade matches.
Light this place on fire.
Come on, baby, light my fire.
I like this hotel. It'd be a shame if we were disinvited.
And there she be.
That's fire.
That's fire.
Nice.
Now, what are the matches? The matches are just ordinary sulfur. The matches are made out of actually Starbucks sticks dipped in ordinary sulfur. Now, you get the sulfur at the garden store and melt it in the bottom of a soda can. Melt it in a frying pan. You don't want it to catch on fire. So that's how you make fire.
Wait a minute, you didn't use my favorite method.
Well, there's more to this.
Oh, okay.
Give me that bag out over there. Now, if you have the,
We'll get the building on fire yet.
now, it turns out, if you have,
White phosphorus.
it turns out that if you have sunshine,
Now you're telling me.
and if you have your char cloth, this is made out of a couple of soda cans. This is just a soda can. They say that you can use the bottom of a soda can to focus the sun's rays and start a fire. This will absolutely not work. But the other side, which I polished with Flitz metal polish, will work. In fact, this is bigger than a soda can. This is an Arizona iced tea can, and this will not only start your char cloth going, but will also burn your fingers. And if you want an Australian ale, this is an Australian ale can. This is big enough. This is big enough to do death ray on hands. But just an ordinary magnifying glass like this is sufficient to ignite the char cloth.
That's my favorite.
So if anybody is interested in this technology and would like to play with it, I have some extra fire starting kits available for anybody who wants them, and I'll leave them over there on the gift premium gift.
Door prize.
Yeah, and
Now, I'll just add something. I told Richard this earlier, and he didn't believe me, so I'm going to tell you, and then you can all go home and make your own test. You take a normal strike anywhere match, and you strike it and burn it, and then what Richard has left is radioactive. In other words, you take the match and you put it in your Geiger counter and it won't show any activity. Strike it, burn it, and the black cinder that's left, put it in your Geiger counter, now you have a radioactive sample.
How could that happen?
Nobody believes me, but I challenge you to prove me wrong.
How can you make something radioactive with a chemical reaction?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, and it creates a new material which happens to be
You know, they
radioactive.
tried to turn lead into gold for
Yeah.
centuries.
All right, any more questions on burning down buildings?
Does it work in the rain?
no. The one thing that will ruin everything is getting it wet.
That's true.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
But and also the solar ignition doesn't work very well in the rain either.
Now,
Or at nighttime?
let me add one thing. Have you considered cotton as this material to get it started?
Yeah, the problem with cotton in the solar is that it's white and it doesn't absorb. You want something black.
Yeah, yes.
So, but you can take your cotton and bake it in the Altoids tin, and it turns black, and it works very well.
Now, what about synthetics versus natural?
Oh, I don't know. Everything I've seen everywhere and everything I've tried seems to like pure cotton best. That's why old blue jeans make good char cloth.
Ah. Any more questions for Richard? Okay.
Anybody want one of these? Who wants
How many you
one?
got? I want.
Oh, I got some.
I'd like to have one since we've been working on this. Okay, great, thank you.
Now this one hasn't been baked before, but don't be afraid to, put it on the gas stove. Who else wants one?
Give me a baked one.
That's nice.
Huh? You want a big one? Okay.